Chandler Gilbert women's basketball team has big expectations for 2024. The squad rings in the new year on home court as they welcome in the Vaqueros of Central Arizona. The tip-off is live from the Coyote Center off the 202 in the East Valley on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno alongside Matt McCurdy. And Matt, this Chandler Gilbert team through 13 games, a lot to be proud of with a record of 8-5.
Absolutely. They've been playing strong ball all across, even into the holiday season where they had a few games, and but came out strong every single time, playing a great season so far.
The squad has played hard. They have won the games they have supposed to win, but Coach Fletcher Brown will be the first to say that this team, even though they play great defense, they have to be better offensively, and they have to get better shots in the course of a contest.
Absolutely. We've seen in a lot of their, especially their recent games, them really struggling in the first couple of quarters, trying to get that offense down, defense solid, holding the team at bay, but not until that last third or fourth quarter really stepping it up after the locker room chat at the halftime and coming out strong. Luckily, it's worked in their favor throughout the season, but Coach Fletch would say they need to step that part up for sure.
Newcomers Alana West and veteran Steph Da Silva lead the squad tonight as they welcome in the Vaqueros of Central Arizona. The squad led by head coach Brian Camacho. They enter with a record of 3-8, 2-3 in conference. Very deceptive because they play in Region 1. They're in the D1 division, and they feel they are battle-tested, and they come in with the league's leading scorer in Anna Costarriera, putting up 16 of 10.
Absolutely. Yeah, just tonight alone, you can feel the confidence as they come onto the court. Their warm-ups playing strong, shooting strong. Looks like it's going to be a hard-fought battle tonight here at CGCC.
They also have a couple really good inside-out players, and Malay Sablanskate, as well as Kirsten Monk, each averaging over double points and each averaging 6 or more rebounds. So this is a team that lost to Chandler Gilbert last year, a team that's coming off a loss, but they come in here with some confidence, and anytime you step in to that opposing gym, you're coming in with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder looking to pull off a victory.
Absolutely. Especially if they've come from a loss, they want to come in and beat the other team. And there's nothing better than winning in the other team's home court.
Coach Brown and crew, look, they're going to be dusting off some rust. They haven't played since beating the Park University Gilbert JV squad, and that is back in December. Alana West with 16 in the victory. So that came a while ago, almost 2 weeks ago. So in the course of this one getting started, we're going to see how fine-tuned Chandler Gilbert is off the bat, and it might take him a couple minutes or so to get into the flow of the game.
Yeah, shaking off the holiday rust is always a challenge for every basketball team, no matter what team you are. But that Park City win was pretty big for them. I know they struggled in that first half. Coach Fletch really getting a little nervous there during the first part, but he had a great locker room talk on board, and they played strong all the way through the end, winning against Park City. So hopefully they can ride that wave into tonight's game.
Chandler Gilbert averages 62 points, shooting 38%, 28% from three with 32 rebounds, 10 assists, giving up almost 64 points a contest. The squad will be without leading scorer Maya Way for personal reasons. So, Matt, right there, collectively, this team has to find a collective will offensively to put some points on the board.
Yeah, it's always tough when you're missing players. I mean, you can't replace the talent of those players on the team, and sometimes one of your girls is just having an off night, and you need that deeper bench to pull from to get one of the girls sat down, chat with them, and talk. So it's going to be a challenge. We'll see how Coach Brown adjusts.
Coach Brown said he had a talk with his crew right before this one, talking about the importance now that the calendar is embarked on the new year. And look, it's all league play, 17 games, and this is really what the Coyotes make of their season, and their destiny is right in their hands to make another run at a second consecutive postseason appearance.
Absolutely. At the break of the new year, it's always grind time. I mean, it's time to put into high gear and get it going for the team. So
last year, after 13 games, the squad was 6-7. This year, after 13, they're 8-5, so a significant improvement.
Absolutely.
This is after Coach Brown's first year in which the squad was only 7-21. So each year, improvement. And when I had a talk with Fletch the other day, he's very proud of the progress that this team is making, but also knows along the way there are more steps that have to be taken some better offensive rhythm and a more of a collective effort when they play some of those tougher teams from the Region 1 division in this conference to step up the physicality and be better offensively and to have a collective effort to rebound and pound the glass as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, on the team alone, they don't have the massive size, right? So they're working an offense where it's got to be fast-paced, get down there, get aggressive, and play hard. I mean, even the girls who aren't there maybe don't have that necessary height. They got to use their body, maneuver, and bring down those rebounds so they can get those shots up. But you can tell CGCC, the Coach Fletch and his staff, they're trying to build a culture here, and that's what's really neat to see as they improve year by year.
And that is the key for Coach Fletcher Brown and his squad to get better every season, to improve the recruiting, improve the culture, and give the team a chance to be a force in this region and make playoff appearances and maybe even make a shot at the national tournament as well. Offense has to get better, and of course, we talk about that. Coach Brown talks about, look, it has to be a collective effort. Set better screens, constantly move, take good shots, attack the glass, as we just talked about. And Coach Fletcher Brown, in his third season, a native of California in San Francisco, he went home for the holidays, spent some time with his mom and dad up north, and then came back down. His parents are planning to make a trip here to catch a game or two, and it's always nice to have your family nearby.
Absolutely. And it's nice to reset over the holidays, too, get your kind of rhythm back on and come back strong after a refresh. So we'll see what they bring tonight. It'll be exciting. And that offense, it comes and goes, but a lot of it, too, is, if your players, if they're having a great night, they're feeling a rhythm, they're vibing, they're jiving together, that can be great, but it's those nights when they don't have that rhythm on, and how do you step it up? How do you get an offense in play where everyone's working together and committed and then get that rhythm back on?
So the Vaqueros come to town, record of 3-8, and they lost this matchup to Chandler Gilbert last year. They averaged 64 points, shoot 35%, 27% from three with 34 rebounds, roughly 15 assists, 61% from the free throw line. Their starting lineup is number 2, Maria Luisa Montez, number 4, Irene Morado, number 5, Ana Costarriera, who we talked about, the leading scorer in the league, 16 points a game. Had a chance to talk to assistant Genesis Bedoya beforehand. She says, look, she facilitates, she can create her own shot, and that makes Central Arizona a very dangerous team when you have that kind of player. And a couple really talented inside-out players, and Kirsten Monk and Miley Sablinski each average over 10 points with 6 to 7 rebounds apiece. So this is, once again, talking to Coach Bedoya, they feel that their schedule has prepared them well for conference, and now here they are back in league play with an opportunity to make some noise right here, taking on the D2 Chandler Gilbert squad. And of course, Central Arizona would love to play the road spoiler and come and get a victory tonight.
Absolutely. For those who are watching just online, I mean, the energy, the vibe in this building is really good. The coaching staff of Central Arizona College, very energetic, very confident. You can tell they feel good about what they're bringing here tonight, and that's just felt across the board. So we'll see how the Coyotes adapt to that and play against it and come in.
The last time these teams played was November of last year. The Coyotes picking up the 74-69 win. Coyotes looking for their first victory of the season against a Region 1 opponent after losses to Arizona Western and Cochise. And taking a look at the league standings, Arizona Western so impressive in league, 6-0, 10-3 overall. Eastern Arizona 5-1, 12-1 record. Pima 5-1, 10-3. Scottsdale 3-1, 7-2. Mesa 3-2, 8-3. Chandler Gilbert right in the mix. You'd like to see that. 3-3, 8-5. Cochise 2-3, 7-5. Central Arizona 2-3, 3-8. Yavapai 2-3, 2-8. Glendale 1-4 and 5-6. And Phoenix College and South Mountain both winless in conference. South Mountain 0-10. Phoenix College 1-11, and both teams trying to find their way at the halfway point of the season. Both sides are going to their respective benches. Matt, I'm going to give you the mic while I get the starting lineup for Chandler Gilbert.
Absolutely. Well, we're getting started. It's going to be an exciting game here tonight as we've talked about some of the stats of all these teams. Once again, this is no team to shy away from. Central Arizona College, as Joe just announced, sitting at the 8th position in the league, and Chandler Gilbert Community College at the 6th. So it's definitely be a hard-fought battle. We'll see how the girls adapt coming off the holidays. We're excited to see a little basketball here tonight. As Joe gets the starting lineup, we'll get ready to begin as everyone lines up for the national anthem.
And both sides are gearing up on the respective sides to line up for the national anthem. And we'll take a moment to honor our country, and then we'll give you the Chandler Gilbert starting lineup. Of course, Chandler Gilbert decked out in the home white and teal. And the Vaqueros visiting in the black, green, and gold. They are led once again by head coach Brian Camacho, as well as assistant Genesis Bodea. And their lineup is one that can do a little bit of everything. Score from the outside, hit it from mid-range, and of course it's all centered around the leading scorer in the league, in Ana Costarriera, who is from Barcelona, Spain. So wow, talk about the Vaqueros going across the universe to grab the elite player in the league. And now the starters for Chandler Gilbert. And it starts with number 14, Megan Urbanski, the sophomore. Number 23, Steph De Silva, also a sophomore. Newcomer, Alana West, the point guard, redshirt freshman. She'll be counted on heavily this evening. Number 30, Hannah Williams, freshman from Glendale. And number 32, Aisha Ashley, the sophomore forward. Your referees tonight, ready to go, Risha Bristol, Tim Traber, and Chris Peterson. So a good old-fashioned league showdown right here at the Coyote Center. And for all the Coyote fans out there, remember all Coyotes events are free to the public. So please make it down here and catch the Coyotes in action as the team looks to make another playoff berth for the second year in a row. And for Coach Fletcher Brown, you figure, as Leon Sutton talks to the team right now, start fast. And of course, if the offense is not there, look, you never lose sight of playing great defense.
Absolutely. They want to come out, play hard, play fast, really shock the Central Arizona College team, and give them a little run for their money right off the gate.
And we appreciate you dialing us up right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Matt McCurdy, Joe Pequeno on the call. Nice, comfortable weather inside the Coyote Center. A little nippy outside, but we are ready to go. And Hannah Williams tipping this one off and wins the tip. Alana West brings it in. And right off the bat, Vaqueros playing some man defense. Urbanski swings it to the right side, and that is taken away. Vaqueros In transition, up and in, banked off the glass by Irene Morado. And the defense leads to offense for the Vaqueros. And not the start Fletcher Brown was looking for, as his team, as we talked about, hasn't played in a while, looking to dust off the December rust. Vaqueros coming in with a lot of energy. Another turnover by the Coyotes. A little give and go. That one banked off the glass, won't go. Ripped down by Chandler Gilbert. Steph De Silva. So good to see her healthy back in. Was nursing a little bit of that injury to start the season. Another turnover by Chandler Gilbert. Going up, and the bank off the glass won't go, but the good ball movement by the Vaqueros getting another opportunity. Shot from the corner off the side of the iron, but ripped down by the Vaqueros. Getting a lot of good looks, working, pull up, and Alana West will bring it up for Chandler Gilbert. And right now, Matt, you just want to see the Coyotes have a good offensive possession and take care of the basketball.
Absolutely. There's been some tough passes here in the early part of the game. There's a good one right there as number 14, Megan goes up and makes the point.
Megan Urbanski.
Yes.
Point blank look, got to the rim. And good work on the other end by Central Arizona. Irene Morado showing her speed and getting to the basket.
You know, luckily for the Coyotes, Central Arizona, even with all the speed and the easy steals right there, haven't been able to connect on the basket. A lot of attempts, a lot of misses, so still tied up right there at 2-2.
So going to the line is Irene Morado. Morado heading into this contest was 4 for 4 from the free throw line, misses the first and connects on the second. And she's off to a good start with all 3 of the Vaqueros points. Coyotes doing a nice job breaking the press in the backcourt. Hannah Williams down in the corner. Aisha Ashley into the paint. Tries to scoop it up off the iron. Hannah Williams going up. And the Chandler Gilbert Coyotes can't connect. Point back in the paint. Going back the other way. Up and in. Smooth move. And once again, it's Irene Morado. 5 quick points.
Central Arizona really flourishing off of that fast-paced offense, throwing the ball in and attacking quickly against Coyotes.
De Silva down low. Aisha going up, and Aisha up and in. Off the great feed from De Silva. And that's some contact there, and they call the blocking foul against Chandler Gilbert, and Coach Fletcher Brown was looking for the potential offensive foul against Kirsten Monk. So Monk will go to the line. Some substitutions. Checking in, Amani Green, as well as number 21, Lindsay Yazzie.
You know, Chandler Gilbert really working, trying to get that pass inside, get the easy bucket at the layup. Maybe not an easy bucket, really pushing their way in there, but Central Arizona making sure to keep their hands off, play straight up, not draw the foul.
Kirsten Monk connects on the first.
23 hard. Monty, you be middle, Monty.
And that's a tough blocking foul because it looked like Chandler Gilbert had position and Monk might have drawn the contact on the aggressive play to the rim. Needs to say, it's a 3-point Vaqueros lead. De Silva, right side. Tries to dump it down in the blocks, and that is thrown away, and Vaqueros force another turnover. And right now, in the early parts of this one, the turnovers are piling up for Chandler Gilbert, and Coach Fletcher Brown on that sideline is trying to keep his team up and focus in on doing the one thing they're doing very well, play good defense. For that time, a breakdown, and Lindsay Yazzie with the point-blank look. It's a 9-4 Vaqueros lead. Alana West, transition. Opportunity from the wing. De Silva swings it around. Hannah Williams down low. Swings it out to the corner. Then it's De Silva up top. De Silva into the lane. Fake from the outside. West will have an opportunity from long range. Alana misses from 3. Pulled down. And the Vaqueros showing their toughness. Yazzie in a battle. And a possession arrow will favor the Vaqueros. If anything, from that Chandler Gilbert possession, a good solid possession, a lot of touches. They couldn't connect from 3, but still a lot to build on that last sequence.
Yeah, you can see them really trying to gauge the defense, figure out what's going to work, kind of catch that rhythm. Unfortunately, leading to early on with quite a few steals by the other team, a few bad passes, but they're starting to figure it out, starting to make those better passes.
Monk. And Monk has
nice
it taken away by De Silva. De Silva up that left side. Kicks it in the corner. And there's going to be a traveling call against Caden Cosgrove. And Caden was looking to take that first dynamic quick step and get to the rim. Just couldn't get the dribble down. Morado swings it out to Monk. Green going into the lane. Tries the back door, and that is thrown away. Good defense by the Coyotes. Trailing by 5 with under 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Coyotes defense doing a good job identifying the Central Arizona College, really trying to attack the rim and throw passes in, so they're really locking it down low early on here.
Vaqueros playing tight man-to-man defense. Not a lot of breathing room for the Coyotes from the perimeter. Cosgrove fires it up, and that's long. And that will trickle out of bounds off Hannah Williams. More substitutions for the Vaqueros. Checking in. Anna Costa-Riera.
Ash, you know inside, right?
And Anna comes off the bench, averaging 16 points to lead the conference. Ashlyn Swinson, number 22, also in. As we mentioned, Riera from Spain, a long way to travel to play her college ball. But as you can tell, she's got some handle. She can handle it, and going up and in. A good basket inside by Sablinski. And it's 11-4, Vaqueros lead. De Silva to Cosgrove. And Brian Camacho, so demonstrative right to our left. He is up and down this floor. A coach that does not need any ounce of caffeine whatsoever. He's brought his A game, he's brought his energy, and his team is feeling it. They are rotating well defensively, and De Silva pulls up.
Yeah, the energy from the opposing bench is palpable here tonight. They're running a fast-paced game, and you can feel it across the board.
3-pointers, no good. De Silva comes down with another rip. Gets it out to Alana. Caden Cosgrove will have an opportunity. And Caden buries the 3. Good look for Caden Cosgrove, and she knocks it down. Caden from Horizon Honors High School. And that's a travel against the Vaqueros. More substitutions. Maria Luisa Montez in, as well as Kirstine Monk. Coach Camacho really rotating his players to keep his squad fresh, and rightfully so. They play up and down. He wants to keep those legs fresh. Fourth quarter, he's got ample bodies and ample tanks ready to go.
Yep, you can see he's trying to keep the energy up. He's putting them in a full court press right now, right off the bat, to put some pressure on CGCC. So that rotation is going to be key to keep his girls fresh and alive throughout the game.
And Chandler Gilbert will go back on offense, only trailing by 4. They've struggled in the early portions offensively. Numerous turnovers, but here they are, hanging around. Shot from the outside, and that roll won't go. Vaqueros coming down with it. Now they're in transition. Riera, left side, guarded by De Silva. Riera, a little too strong, off the glass. Cosgrove coming up. De Silva playing that point forward position. Good pass down low. Cheryl Yazzie could not connect.
It's like a bit of
Kara's
contact
back
on
the other
there.
way. Riera. And Riera with the float in. The first bucket of the game. So, Matt, what we've seen from Central Arizona, they will continue to run, put pressure on, and the other side, Chandler Gilbert have to find a way to be a little cleaner with their ball handling and being able to get in their offense a little quicker as well.
Yeah, some poor passes from the Coyotes early on, trying to figure out the pace, trying to figure out the rhythm. They're being pressured. They're being fast-paced by the Central Arizona College. But credit to the Coyotes and Coach Brown's coaching. They've managed to maintain ball control through that press. That press can be deadly to some teams if they don't know how to maintain control and composure and run through it. And they've done a good job getting it down the court. I just got to lock down those passes and get it into the hoop.
So we've seen Central Arizona really some good dynamic in and out play. Irene Morado making her presence felt with 5 quick points, but they've got contributions from 5 players already. The team, as we talked about, they average 64 points a game. They've played a top-heavy schedule to start to get them ready for league play. Record of 3-8 coming in, but they feel that schedule has them ready for league. Alana kicks it back out. De Silva, couple spins, works her way in the lane.
Tough
Shot is
shot.
off the mark. Yazzie with the hustle. And there's a foul against the Vaqueros. That will go against Saplinski. Her first team foul against the Vaqueros. Off the inbounds, and that's taken away. Monk in transition. And Monk up and in. And that's a heartbreaker right there off the inbounds. You should be able to find an open teammate. Instead, the Coyotes throw it away. Trailing by 8. West tries to scoop it up and in. What a great athletic shot by Alana West. Her first bucket of the game. And the Coyotes, for all their mishaps offensively, they're hanging around, only trailing by 6.
It'll be interesting to see which team here can hold the pace, maintain the pace, and that'll be a travel on Central Arizona. It'll be interesting to see which team can really hold the pace here on the court. Both are running fast, both are putting the pressure on, and we're only in a minute left in the first quarter, so.
Aisha Ashley checking back in. De Silva, West, Cosgrove, as well as Cheryl Yazzie on the floor for the Coyotes. Only trailing by 6. Squad once again hasn't played since December when they beat Park University Gilbert JV squad in a tight affair. And now they're back at it. It's all league play. 17 games. No room for error, no room to cry the blues after a loss. West, floater. And that one does not connect off the iron.
You can see the Coyotes running a bit of a 4-out high post offense, trying to put something in that middle spot right near the free throw line. And try to run some screens, some dump passes over the top, and get that motion flowing. Seems like they're not quite getting to that high post as of yet. Hopefully they'll figure that out.
Jordan Zachary making her presence felt in this one. Jordan, a freshman out of Alaska. A very athletic family. Shot from the outside. Won't go. And Zachary lets it go out of bounds. And Chandler Gilbert with a minute 04, trailing by 6. Looking for a good possession. De Silva to Aisha, and De Silva will take it up the floor. De Silva beating Cosgrove off that left side, and good rotation by the Vaqueros, not allowing, and that one is taken away. Riera up and in. And that was just a bad pass, and Riera was right there, read it cleanly, and drove the glass. Call it a 9-second shot differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Coyotes looking for a good possession as they trail by 8. Knocked to the post, Ashley. And Aisha doing it down low kiss off the glass, good post move, and the production.
And that's what they need to do every time. I mean, Central Arizona is really trying to force them all the way out, away from that three-point line, and control the ball. If they can get down, dump it inside, some of their down lows can really put the pressure on it and get it inside.
And that one's going to trickle out of bounds with about 0.7 seconds left. Riera with the good drive and try to scoop it in. And the Coyotes, they'll just be content to draw it in. And after one, it's a 6-point Vaqueros lead. And off the bat, Matt, we saw a Vaqueros team really pushing the pace and really bringing the defensive pressure, pressing and trapping the Coyotes at every opportunity.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you what, these coaches know the other coaches, they know the other teams, they've done their research. I think they know Chandler Gilbert struggles in the first couple quarters to really come out and maintain that pace, so they're pushing it. Now, I will tell you, Central Arizona seems to have a much better inside game. Their outside shots aren't hitting, they're not pushing from the legs, pushing into the shot. And whether that's from the pace they're running, just not having the energy, they're still not laying those threes. So the Coyotes, to their credit, really doing a great job of locking down the down low, keeping them out, forcing them to really go hard and fast. The points are coming from those easy steals and the quick run to the basket.
Aisha Ashley leading the Coyotes after one with 4 points. Kaden Cosgrove knocked down that three on the other side. Morado has 5. Kirsten Monk with 4. Anna Costa Riera, the league's leading scorer, with 4. Yazzie with a bucket, as well as Sablinski with a bucket as well. So a 6-point Coyotes deficit. A squad that really plays well at home. A record quite deceiving of 6-4 at home, but they've played some really difficult teams and have really battled, and they've played some premier D1 teams along the way as well to get them ready. And some hard learning moments in those as well. Zachary.
Again, right there, just a silly pass, not communicating as a team. Those are the things they got to avoid here in the second quarter.
Zachary loses the dribble. Great pressure by the Vaqueros, and going up and in and making it look easy was Riera. And you can see why she is such a gifted scorer. She's so fluid and has all those different kind of attack moves going to the glass. And another Coyotes turnover right now, and it just, you can tell right now for the Coyotes, the difficulties are just getting the ball up the floor and getting into their offense.
Yep. Yeah, you can see some of the pressure starting to get at them. Central Arizona is putting the pressure on early from the other side of the court. Silva kind of pushing off there, trying to get a little distance. Gets called for the elbow. He'll go the other direction.
So an opportunity from the top of the key, and that one rolls in and out. Ripped down by Yazzie. Aisha De Silva works that middle of the floor, and the Vaqueros wasting no time bringing the double team. Aisha down in the box, knocked away. So anytime that Chandler Gilbert has that double team coming, if they could read it quickly, dribble out or pass out of the double team, there is going to be an open body to take a good shot.
Absolutely. Now, when the double team comes, that's your opportunity. You got to keep your eyes up. You can't look down. You can't get closed off. And you got to look for the quick passes. You got to pass sooner than you think. And that seems to be a bit of a struggle here tonight.
Zachary with a bad pass. Riera going the other way. Loose ball. It's going to be a tie-up situation in favor of the Vaqueros. Checking in, Alana West back in the ball game. And Jordan Zachary with a tough 3-4 minutes in there. Youngster will learn from. Off the inbounds. Good up. And that one is ripped down by Ashley off the glass. Aisha working middle of the floor. Coyotes only down by 8. De Silva, little spin move. Up. Too tough off the glass. Sablinski with the rebound. Yazzie trying to get the steal from behind. Riera. Sablinski. Good fluid motion by the Vaqueros, and that shot's way off the mark. but Riera's there. Try to kiss it off the glass and goes up and in. Sablinskate with the basket and the opportunity for the three-point play.
Yeah, you can see there, their shots aren't necessarily hitting, but their inside work, their hustle, they're making it count on the other end and putting it back up. That's what's going to get them points here tonight. Kai's got to be in there, get the rebound, and shove it down the other side of the court.
So Sablinskate with an opportunity at the three-point play. Fires it up and knocks it through. She has 5 points. Riera and Sablinskate having good nights. De Silva working that middle of the floor. Finds Yazzie in transition. West is there, and West puts it up and in. And good ball recognition by Alana West, who saw Yazzie lose the handle and was there quickly. And on the other side, a tip, and Tiana Buckley was down in the box. The Chandler Gilbert defense brought the pressure, but Riera will have the opportunity to get the Vaqueros back on offense, and that one is thrown away. Yazzie up the floor. Urbanski with a nice touch off the glass. And we kind of talked about that, Matt. Anytime there's a double team, there's an opportunity for an open shooter or an attacker to go to the glass. And Urbanski, perfect example, taking advantage of that.
Absolutely. You see too often in those double teams, people start to close up, bring it closer together. That's when you got to keep your spacing, stay composed, make those early passes. And as Urbanski just showed, attack the hoop, put it in, and stay fluid.
Sablinskate with the foul, and Steph De Silva will go to the line. Steph, an 85% free throw shooter. And showing why. That one right down the heart of the nylon. Had a chance to meet Steph during baseball season last year. She came over to catch the Coyotes in action. Really nice young lady. So glad to see her healthy back on the floor. And I know that means wonders to the team, her leadership, and for Coach Fletcher Brown, it's like having another coach on the floor. And the Coyotes only trailing by 5. Riera guarded by West. Shot clock winding down to 10. Riera inside. Bodies collide, and that one is thrown away. Good defense by the Coyotes. And right now, what we're seeing, playing a little more zone, packing it down deep. They're forcing the Vaqueros to take that three from the outside or those deep, long jump shots. And the defense paid off in that possession. Now can they capitalize offensively, get the ball up the floor, work fluidly, and get into their offense?
Absolutely. You're starting to see that Coyote rhythm start to come into play here in the middle of the second quarter. They're figuring out, they're moving the ball. And now they just got to put numbers on the board, like you're saying, Joe. That's going to be the key here. Can they work it down, and then can they put the numbers up?
So Yazzie loses the handle. Now it's the Vaqueros off the turnover, and that's a painful possession after the great stop. Shot from the outside, off the mark. And Chandler Gilbert cannot secure it. Gutierrez with an opportunity. Riera will throw it in. Montez swings it over to Monk. Riera thought about it, now driving. Little floater won't go. Yazzie brings it in. West. And West draws the contact. Foul will go against Lindsay Yazzie.
Both teams kind of playing a bit of a back and forth ball game at that end of the court. So they've sat there for the past minute or so.
Yazzie. Urbanski works it to the middle. And a good possession by the Coyotes. And they actually worked on that as West will draw the contact. Montez with the foul, and West will go to the line. They actually, practice I saw last week, they worked on beating the press and worked on their fast court transition offense. And you can tell in that possession really paid off as West misses the first. And Alana hits 1 of 2. She's got 5 points. Coyotes only trailing by 4.
15, 23 front.
On the floor right now, West, Zachary, Yazzie, Gutierrez, and Urbanski.
Good ball movement from Central Arizona. They whip it from side to side, find the open lane. That'll be a travel called. Looks like on number 2,
Hey! Drop the goal. Drop goal.
Montez.
And that's what we've seen, 2 really good defensive possessions by the Coyotes. They're playing more of a zone. They're going to force the Vaqueros to shoot from the outside, so they're packing it in, not letting them just drive to the lane, and good adjustment by head coach Fletcher Brown and Leon Sutton. Zachary from long range, and Jordan Zachary connects. And it's a 1-point game. Jordan, who had that 4-minute stretch, Matt, where nothing could go right, comes up big from the corner, and the Coyotes starting to step up, and you can feel their energy and defense, and Coach Camacho calling a timeout. And you know, after some rough sledding in that first 5 minutes, here are the Coyotes starting to find their groove here in this second period.
Yeah, all it really takes is a few good shots, a few good plays, a few good steals, and that energy starts to come back, and you find your rhythm, and that's what they're starting to do. Hopefully they can maintain that, but it's really anyone's game at this point. They're still in this with a 1-point difference.
And as you glance over to that Coyotes huddle, you can see a lot of happy faces, a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and right to our left, Brian Camacho is talking strategy with his team. Things so easy for the Vaqueros as they came out. They were running and gunning, getting to the rim. Now the Coyotes have changed their defense, going more of a zone, really forcing the Vaqueros to shoot from the outside. And here they are. It's a 1-point game, and they've held the Vaqueros in check the last 2-3 possessions defensively. And now it's the Vaqueros with a little bit of a gut check in the second period to see if they can expand on their 1-point lead, and for the Coyotes, maybe take the lead going into the half.
Great call by Coach Brown on that defense change. When you're getting pressed, when you're running a fast-paced game, it's wise as a coach to read the girls and go, you know what, we're going to pull a defense back. We're going to conserve some of our energy on this end, lock it down, play strong, but maintain your position, and that's what they're doing.
West, Yazzie, Gutierrez, Urbanski, and Zachary on the floor for Chandler Gilbert. Riera, Green, Montez, Monk.
There they are again.
Dorado on the floor for the Vaqueros. 9 on the shot clock.
Again, you see those Coyotes in the 4 position, high post, looking for a pass. Lana West launching it up, and it will go out of bounds as it doesn't connect with the rim.
Good possession by the Vaqueros, and that was what Coach Brown talked about, the lack of movement. No one setting good screens, no one cutting, and that was critical in that possession for the Coyotes. And that was a good runner right there by Ana Costa Riera. She now has 8, the leading scorer in the league. And a travel call goes against the Coyotes. 1 too many steps by Cheryl Yazzie.
Yeah,
4:50 left, a 3-point Vaqueros lead.
Yeah, number 10, Cheryl Yazzie, she's really playing that high post position for the Coyotes. You got to be aggressive in that position. You got to box out. You got to push the other girl aside, and you got to call for that ball. If you don't, you're never going to get that inside look.
And Fletcher Brown talked about that. I asked him about when they went down to Arizona Western. He said, look, Arizona Western was a bigger team. They got out-muscled, out-rebounded. And he says in the course of this season, getting into this league and conference play and where everything is so vital, that he's hoped that his team has learned how relentless and tough this team needs to be on the glass and not shy away from contact. They've got to be able to play tough down in the blocks and tough in the paint. If they do, they'll have an opportunity in a lot of games.
Absolutely. You know, we like to be nice off the court, but when you're on the court, you got to eat a little red meat. You got to get hungry. You got to get in there, and you got to fight for it. If you don't do that, you're going to get pushed by the other team. I mean, it's just how it's played.
Coyotes fell asleep briefly on the inbounds. Luckily, Vaqueros couldn't connect. Jordan Zachary keeps control.
Way to find the open person.
Yazzie shoots it. Urbanski. 15 on the shot clock. And Alana West will reset. Now 9 on the shot clock. De Silva down in the blocks.
Oof.
That one's knocked away.
I don't know about that. I think that was a little bit of a foul there, but looks like Silva would have liked that call as well, but doesn't get the call for that aggressive take towards the basket.
And Alana West with that pass, try to float it in and barely got it in. And right now, you want to see the Coyotes move a little bit more offensively. Set some better screens and not a lot of ISO standing around, which Coach Fletcher Brown has talked about so much with his team. Riera from long range. Too strong off the back of the iron. Chased down by Amani Green. Shot won't go. Riera inside. And the great feed, and Monk connects. Riera with the great court vision. And finds Monk underneath. A 5-point Vaqueros lead. Closing in on 3 minutes left in this first half. So glad you can join us right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Matt McCurdy, Joe Pequeno on the call. It's Chandler Gilbert taking on the Vaqueros. The Vaqueros. Sablinskate coming up with the steal. Point blank look, can't connect. Urbanski is there.
Yeah, nice little Euro step there with no finish at the end, unfortunately. But once again, Coyotes really throwing these over-the-top passes right into the defense's hand and lean to these fast breaks that they have to run back, guard, defend, and frankly just wears them out, running back and forth on the court.
Fletcher Brown with a good timeout with the Coyotes controlling the possession, and probably words of wisdom on things you just alluded to about being crisper with the passing. Good pinpoint passing right to the chest. More movement by his team, and through it all, though, his team is right there, only down 5, and they're doing this without Maya Way, who's their leading scorer, out for personal reasons tonight. So the team plays on, and that's what team basketball's all about. It's the next person up mentality, and the next person on the roster has the opportunity to shine for their team. And that is the case tonight for the Coyotes, looking for their 9th win and trying to improve to 4-3 in league play.
You know, if I was Coach Brown right now, I'd be looking to make quick passes, find an open corner, and hit a shot from the outside. They've been doing a good job doing with their shots. Zachary Jordan's been hitting those, or Jordan Zachary, I apologize, has been hitting her threes. A few other of their teammates have been hitting their threes, so they really got to move that ball, though, and get open.
Yazzie in the corner. 6 on
Just
the
like
shot
that.
clock. Caden Cosgrove. Cosgrove
Good
off
look.
the front of the iron. De Silva tries to track it down. De Silva in a battle. It's going to be a tie-up situation. Favor of Chandler Gilbert. So right there, Steph De Silva showing the hustle and the muscle, and it leads to another Coyotes possession. 20 more seconds on the shot clock for Chandler Gilbert. De Silva and another pass, tight traffic.
You know, it's just those little delays. You see that slowness in the pass, just the delay to make them quick move. Silva calling out for it, making it clear she wanted that ball. Luckily got the ball in and saved the pass, but
De Silva will fire it up from 3. And
great
Steph
shot.
knocks it down. Steph De Silva from long range.
And that's what we want to see.
2-point game. On the other side, that won't go. Yazzie with the rip. $1:40 left. De Silva right in the middle of the floor. And Chandler Gilbert with an opportunity to either tie or take the lead. And you love to see this from a team that hasn't played in a while and trying to find itself offensively, trying to dust off the winter rust. 9 on the shot clock. West in the lane. Too strong off the back of the iron.
You gotta love Steph De Silva really putting in the energy, putting in the effort, getting down, grabbing the ball off the floor. That's the energy that keeps the team alive. That's what keeps them going when they're having these low moments where they can't score.
Cosgrove with the foul on Nicole Fernandez, who is about to go right down Broadway for the easy bucket. Good foul to give right there. Sablinski checking out. Montez checking back in and going to the line. Nicole Fernandez.
You know, the Central Arizona College, you can see why they put the pressure on early on. It wears people out, it tires them out. And right now in this last few minutes of the game, this is where the Coyotes really need to be pushing off their player, getting that gap space. They're playing a man defense. They're on them tight. You got to shove off. You got to move, and you got to play aggressive the whole game. And that's where that lack of energy starts to play an effect. You know, you're just trying to conserve. You're trying to keep the energy there, but that's kudos to Central Arizona, knowing how to put the pressure on and wear people out.
So Fernandez misses both. Coyotes with a chance to tie.
It's like an open. Caden Cosgrove calling for the ball. Alana West not quite seeing her.
Cosgrove. Jordan Zachary on the right side of the perimeter. Yazzie, tight traffic. And Yazzie gets called for the travel. So the Vaqueros locking up the Coyotes on that possession. 44.5 seconds left. Now can Fletcher Brown's team come up with a defensive stop. Zachary, West, Cosgrove, Yazzie, De Silva on the floor. Sablinski, Amani Green from long range. Too strong. And that's a push-off against Kirstine Monk.
Coyotes playing a 3-2 defense, trying to lock out, make sure they don't drive quickly down the center lane and score an easy basket on them.
Coyotes will play for the final shot with an opportunity to tie or take the lead. West surveying the floor. Shooters all on top of the perimeter. Now Riera comes out on West, and West loses the handle. Coming back the other way, 6 seconds. Riera floats it up, won't go. Loose ball. Yazzie with an opportunity. Katie Cosgrove, and that will do it for the first half. Coyotes come out slow, but they end the second half strong and only trail by 2, 26-24. We'll take a short time out here from the Coyote Center. It's the Coyotes and the Vaqueros right here from Chandler Gilbert on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network.
Yeah. That was good. It was fun. Just kind of stayed low. Normally we go up to our cousin's got a cabin in Flagstaff. Yeah. So normally we go up there. We just decided not to this year. And then Thanksgiving we were up with my grandparents in Idaho. They're getting older. My grandpa's 90, I think. How cold does it get there? Like 0 degrees. Snow everywhere. I don't know how they live there. We tried to tell him to get down here. My grandpa's so old, like you get to winter. He hurt his body. Right, he doesn't leave the house anymore because it's too cold to my sled. So we're like, you gotta get down here. It's too cold up here for you guys. But they're trying to get. All right, and we're coming up quick to the second half of the Chandler Gilbert Community College versus Central Arizona game. A minute 30 on the clock until the beginning of the third quarter. Both teams playing a great game. Score on the clock is 24 Coyotes, 26 Central Arizona.
And we welcome you back to the Coyote Center. Matt McCurdy alongside Joe Pequeno. Coyotes trailing the Vaqueros 26-24. I had a chance to talk to Leon Sutton, asked him about those early turnovers, and Matt, it's what we alluded to, dusting off the Christmas rust.
Absolutely. No, and you can see that, and they're starting to warm up. They're starting to catch their rhythm back, but they got to up that intensity. They got to play strong all the time. You saw it in the last little quarter there, struggling to keep that intensity, struggling to get off away from their defender and get open plays and passes. So we'll see if they can strengthen that up in the second half here.
Talked to Coach Sutton a little bit more about how the team got better in that second period. He said a lot of it was just dusting off the rust, getting better, and he said it was also figuring out the Vaqueros' zone defense, and they got better as the period went on. And the other side, talking to Coach Camacho in his first season for the Vaqueros, he said, look, we got off to a quick start. Gave a lot of credit to Chandler Gilbert. He said, look, they switched from man, going to a zone, and then our kids were just trying to chuck up too many threes and be patient, but after a while, got to be able to hit those shots, so he wants to see a little bit more patience from his team in this second half. And this second half is about to begin with the Vaqueros.
Well, that will be interesting to see. You know, Vaqueros not putting up a lot of shots, getting a lot of good looks in the inside, but we'll see if they've strengthened up that game here in the second half.
Vaqueros, of course, decked out in the black, green, and gold. Riera running the point. Monk down in the blocks. Sablinski out to Monk from three. Monk won't go. West off the loose ball. Brian Camacho right to our left in his first year with the Vaqueros, a longtime assistant with the women's program at Long Beach State, native of California, getting a chance to run the show himself, and wish him the very best. Good conversation with the coach briefly at the half. And I'm a big fan of any coach out there that is supporting women's athletics, and of course I'm a father of two daughters. I've loved the women. I love seeing them in the variety of athletic venues. So Coach Camacho, Fletcher Brown, big proponents, and Steph De Silva draws the contact. And that was a near travel, but instead she gets the call, and that goes against Nicole Fernandez.
Echo.
So the Coyotes have a chance to tie right here. Aisha De Silva with a backdoor, and that goes out of bounds, and a near perfect execution off the inbounds. Now De Silva, once again, who's been running that point forward position for the Coyotes all night. Aisha down in the box, spin move, a little too strong off the glass, whipped down by Sablinski, out to Riera. Riera, the Spanish stallion, out to Monk. Riera, top of the key, swings it over. Fernandez, Aisha, Riera with Alana West in her back pocket, swings it over. Sablinski, good defense by the Coyotes. Monk picked up by Hannah Williams.
Ooh, high dribble there.
Fernandez. And just great defense by the Coyotes. They rotated well on the perimeter, a body on the shooter at all times. Couldn't ask for a better defensive possession. Now, 7 seconds. Can they secure? And don't bail the Vaqueros out with a late foul. Tip pass. Alana comes up with it. Alana won't hesitate and draws the contact. Great move as Irene Morado draws the foul.
Alana West maintaining her composure in that drive, even with the heavy contact. And you know what they say, if you're not going to get the point, go ahead and get the foul. So good draw by number 24, Alana West.
Alana West, team high 5 points in that first half.
Go, get in there.
Can't connect on the first. Costa Riera, the leading scorer for the Vaqueros with 8. And West can make it a 1-point game and does just that. Fernandez checking out. Tiana Buckley checking in. Coach Camacho right in Fernandez's ear. Trying to fire up. Monk puts it on the floor. Monk tries to cut between two. Good work by Monk, slicing and dicing. Draws the foul and will go to the line. So excellent recognition by Monk, who saw the two defenders and just split right through them.
Absolutely. She really held her composure there, waited, a little pump fake, let the defense stumble on their feet as they're coming forward, and then drive towards the hoop.
And Monk
That'll be
knocks
good.
it down.
Hey, now, here we go.
She has 7 points. It's a 2-point game. Urbanski, De Silva, Williams, Aisha, Lana West on the floor. Vieira,
You see right
Buckley.
here, right now, where they're on the court, it's the offense has slowed down a bit. That's when the Coyotes need to move around. They need to make that separation rather than sitting back behind their defender where Alana West is trying to get passes over the top.
And we just saw a great teammate moment between Aisha Ashley and Hannah Williams. Williams with a bad pass. Aisha went over and said, hey, look, it's okay, let's play on. Can't ask more from a teammate in that situation.
Absolutely.
After a bad possession.
Absolutely. That's how we grow together.
Monk from 3. Won't go. Sablinskate's there. Riera controls it. Monk, left side. Flips it over. Shot is up. That one's off the iron. Tracked down by De Silva. Another opportunity for the Coyotes to tie it up or potentially take the lead. Riera on West. Now it's Central Arizona forcing Chandler Gilbert to shoot from the outside. Showing a little bit of his own. Right side. De Silva kicks it out to Urbanski. Back to De Silva. Steph fakes. Toss up and good. Steph De Silva. And we are knotted at 27. After a slow start by Chandler Gilbert, they come all the way back to tie it. Squad hasn't played since December 20th. And Monk showing her range, long range 3.
So Vicquer is really trying to dump the ball into number 10, Monk's hand, put up some shots on the board.
She's got 10 points. De Silva over to West. Tracked down by Riera. West will shoot it over to Urbanski. Urbanski. Oof. Aisha Ashley. Aisha with a quick fake. Throws it away. Riera. The Carrots have got numbers, and Riera up and in.
High off the glass with a lot of pressure. Good defense from Silva, but a great putback into the board by number 5 from Central Arizona.
Riera has 10 points. It's a 5-point Vaqueros lead. De Silva. Right down Main Street. And up and in. Steph De Silva with the deceptive moves.
A pretty little shake and bake from Silva.
She's got 10 points to lead the Coyotes. 3-point Vaqueros lead. Monk will let it fly from long range and knocks down another 3. Kirstine Monk now with 13. And the lead is 6. Monk getting hot from long range. 7 third-quarter points. Now the Coyotes take it away. Riera swatted from behind. De Silva and Buckley getting tangled up.
You know, you got to love that from Megan Urbanski. If you're going to leave the ball, she hustles back, makes the block, gets the ball back for their team. Obviously, she's going, looks like it will be the Coyotes' ball. But that's the hustle you want to see. You know, if you make a mistake, if something happens, you hustle back, you make it happen, and you got to love to see that.
Be accountable to your team, and that was the scenario for Urbanski right there. Turned the ball over, hustled back, and made a play, and gave her team a shot at another possession in a back-and-forth affair where possessions are paramount. De Silva swings it over. Cosgrove. Ooh. Fakes, bakes, and high off the glass. Doesn't get the roll. Sablinskate up the floor. Monk. Green in the corner. Shot won't go. Loose ball. Gutierrez rips it down. Alana West. Chased by Riera. West. De Silva. Little pull-up. Too strong off the back of the iron. Riera swings it over to Monk. Monk up the floor. Sablinskate. Banks it off the glass.
A good little look away to deceive the defense and put it right back up on the board for number 24.
And it's the Vaqueros on an 8-0 run to build a 37-29 lead. And frustration coming from that Coyotes sidelines. to fight their way all the way back and just see the Vaqueros get some open looks. We saw Monk on back-to-back possessions wide open from three, and for Coach Fletcher Brown, you know his angst, his feelings about playing defense at all times, and several possessions in a row, the Coyotes just lost their way defensively, and it's led to an 8-point deficit.
Well, the Vaqueros doing what they said at the halftime, where they're going to start putting more shots on the board, putting up the three, doing a great job getting it to number 10, Monk, who's just dropping them like it's hot from the three-point line. And that can be tricky, especially where they've been penetrating, going in towards the basket for the first half. That's what the Coyotes were expecting. Now they're switching it up on them. They got to switch it up as well.
Monk with 13. Costa Riera with 10 on the other side. Steph De Silva having a nice night with 10. She needs some help along the way. She needs a shooter to step up. Cosgrove, Jordan Zachary. Coach Camacho wants pressure on the ball handler at all times. Coyotes do a nice job of beating the initial press. De Silva, Costa Rica, that is. And the out of bounds call against Luisa Montez. Coyotes possession. And right now you figure this is maybe the most vital possession of the game for the Coyotes after seeing their way back to tie the game at 29 to see the Vaqueros going to 8-0 run.
Yeah.
They've got to stop that Vaqueros momentum as West fires it up from long range and hits nothing as the shot clock expires, and another good possession by the Vaqueros defensively.
Yeah. The Vaqueros really changing up their defense, playing a little slower pace in that zone, still putting the pressure on early, but kicking it back a notch. And really stopping the Coyotes from landing any three-pointers on the outside, forcing them to drive in the lane, consume that energy that they have. A good attack, though, from the Vaqueros. Number 2, Maria Luis Montez will draw the foul and go to the line.
Foul call against Rebecca Gutierrez, and that was just a great facilitating play by Ana Costa Riera as Montez was cutting over. So this Vaqueros team that's lost 5 in a row, coming off a big road loss, looking to stop their skid and get back on track. And Montez misses on both. And the ball trickles out of bounds.
Tough rebound possession there as CGCC wanted to grab and bring the ball down. Bounced off their hands and will go back to the Vaqueros.
So this Vaqueros team, we're talking back-to-back losses at Eastern Arizona, a loss to North Idaho College, big loss to the College of Southern Nevada, which has got a really good program, and a loss to Utah State Eastern, 93-54. So this is a Vaqueros team hungry, and that's a point-blank look.
Looks like that'll be a call on the Coyotes as number 10, Monk, goes in for the hard drive. It's a little push from the back. She'll draw the foul, head to the line. Yeah, there's nothing worse than losing multiple games in a row, especially if they've been tough games. So you can see the hunger in their eyes here tonight as they want to pull a win down, put it on the board, and snap that losing streak.
Monk now with 8 third period points to pace the Vaqueros, make that 9. Now with 15 points to lead the contest. That one almost thrown away. And right now, Coach Fletcher Brown's on that sideline, trying to keep his team that confidence up as his team is now on the back end of a 10-0 rally by the Vaqueros.
Yeah, the Coyotes really needing a confidence boost here. Something on the board, a good pass, a good drive, something to get them out of this slump that they're falling into.
Squad needs a good offensive possession right here. and has to capitalize. Trailing by 10 with 3:39 left in the third. Lana West kicks it out to Gutierrez. Make that Yazzie who's surveying the top of the key. Steph Silva.
There we
Jordan
go.
Zachary in the corner. Zachary misses. And it's the Vaqueros that will go back on offense.
This is what we've talked about all game. You know, this is the time where, as the defense on Central Arizona is starting to pull back, is where the offense needs to push off, get space, and really make it count.
Sablinski, top of the key, guarded by De Silva. Riera,
looking for
let it fly from three. Short off the front of the iron. Alana tracks it down. Alana on her giddy up. And Alana West is called for the offensive foul. And that's tough right there. Alana gets the loose ball, trying to make something happen, and just runs into a Vaquero wall and gets called for the contact.
No, that's one of those plays. What can you really do when you're going hard, when you're going fast, and you're tagging the basket? That's your focus. And if the other girl's got the feet planned, that's called the ref. It's one of those you just got to take.
Zachary on green, De Silva. And they called Steph De Silva on the foul, and Steph looked at Risha Bristol.
Some pretty clear frustration from Coach Brown on some of the calls from the refs. He feels like his girls are getting easy or poor calls pulled onto them.
So you can hear Coach Brown in the sidelines giving his disdain about the calls in this one. This one plays on though, as Sablinski goes the line. Misses the first. Sablinski, another player from another part of the universe for the Vaqueros. Also from Santa Ponsa, Spain. And that's the advantage some of the D1 schools have. They've got bigger recruiting budgets, and they get some of those players coming across that lock in that warm weather, and also those schools can accommodate with housing as well.
Right.
And that's a big factor in recruiting.
Yep, when you got that budget, we can bring people from international, from all over the place, and you got place styles, and that makes a big difference to your program. So, but nonetheless, it's cool to see the international reach of some of these schools is giving these girls opportunities to really play out their dream and get a different experience, play against other talented athletes, and grow as athletes.
An 11-point Vaqueros lead. Monk kicks it out. Sablinski. Riera will reset. 11 on the shot clock. Riera out to Monk, left wide open. That one rolls around the rim. Jordan Zachary. And they call Zachary for the travel, but you know, that's one of those calls where Amani Green's pushing him from behind. She's losing her footing, and that could have easily been a no call right there. Instead, the Vaqueros get another possession.
You know, but it's calls like those that really frustrate the Coyote players. You know, that's where girls can start to shut down, boys and girls can start to shut down as players when they don't feel like they're getting the calls for them when they're putting in the effort.
So all the Coyotes can do right now is try to claw their way back in.
Good drive.
And finally, a good basket by the Coyotes. Squad has only scored 5 points in the third. Talk about a much-needed basket as Sablinski misses point blank. Getting tangled up with Steph De Silva. And I got to tell you, Matt, for me, this is the first time actually watching Steph play. She was injured most of last fall, so I know you had the opportunity to see her in December, but you can tell what she means to this team. Handles the basketball well, a good presence down low, a good little touch within 10 feet.
Absolutely. Yeah, Steph really brings a maturity and a leadership to the game for the Coyotes. You know, she's got the confidence. She can tell the girls where to go. She gives them direction on the court, and that's what you need. You got to have leadership when you're playing. Megan Urbanski, number 14, checking in the game for number 23, Steph De Silva.
Hey, watch the elbows. Watch the elbows.
And the Coyotes get a bailout call on Riera, who looked like she had a steal. Instead, they called a foul
Good quick pass.
on Riera. West in the corner. That's going to be way long. Montez will pick it up. Out to Sablinski. Fast breaking. Up the floor. Up and in. And that is not going to make Fletcher Brown happy to see his team beaten in transition. Coming so far to tie this one up, and just to see the Vaqueros go on a big run and then the team falling apart at times defensively. Green, back-to-back baskets. That one, little kiss. And Green easily had a open person right to her left and took it herself, and good touch off the glass as a 13-point Vaqueros lead. Jordan Zachary, Alana West. And West gets the blocking foul. Sablinski will pick that up.
It's good to see the Coyotes here in the last few minutes or few seconds of the third quarter really starting to step up that aggressiveness, play a little bit harder, and put the heat on Central Arizona. Makes for a fun ball game.
So West will go to the line. And the Coyotes, who seem so poised to make a run in this third quarter, tying it at 29, and then all of a sudden a big 10-0 run by the Vaqueros to open this one up as West missed the first. And we've kind of seen in this quarter the kind of breakdowns defensively has led to some bad possessions offensively, and just it kind of snowballed into a Vaqueros run. And right now the Coyotes are trying to play catch up as West misses both at the line. It'll be the final shot for the Vaqueros here to end the third. Williams, West, Zachary, Urbanski, and Yazzie on the floor. And the contact is drawn. Riera.
Number 5 and number 24 from both teams seem to put a little bit of pressure on each other. Throwing a few arms. Like I said, the aggressiveness definitely heating up here in the last few seconds of the third quarter.
Riera gifted driving to the basket. That is her strength. She's been held in check from the outside, but young lady has got some gifted moves. She has 11 points. Make that 12 with the soft roll. 15-point lead for the Vaqueros. Zachary, last shot, will throw it up at the buzzer. That one is just short. And what once was a tie ball game at 29-29 turned into a Vaqueros huge 15-point lead as they go on a 17-2 run to end the third. And Matt, right now it's for Coach Brown and his team. Of course, they would love to walk away with a victory here, but it's also about trying to build on the next 16 conference games and play some sound fundamental basketball in this final stretch.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a great job coaching. Coach from Central Arizona has been intense, talking to his girls the whole game. You can see him on the press. He's coaching them while they're playing. But you can't understate the shooting abilities that really have shown in the third quarter here, specifically from number 10 from their team. I mean, really took that's the difference of points here is those three-point shots. And then them going into a press defense, conserving some energy, but locking the Coyotes out from the three-point line. And that's been the difference so far here in the third quarter. So can't understate that game planning there.
Kirstie Monk with a couple big threes in that big 10-0 run where she was left wide open from the top of the key, and both times she knocked it down. And along the way, there were some very bad possessions by the Coyotes, not handling the basketball well, and the Vaqueros seemed like they sped the Chandler Gilbert team up a little bit in that third. Coyotes lost their composure after tying it at 29, and now it's the fourth quarter is about to start.
Yep, you can see the effects of that fast-paced first half really taking an effect here on the Coyotes, forcing them to really pull all the reserves out.
Alana West. West will have to play a major factor for this team in this fourth quarter.
Good. Watch the slip here.
Over to Yazzie.
Outside, Monty.
Kicks it in the corner. Jordan Zachary. Yazzie loses the handle. They call no foul. They call the tip. Hannah Williams.
Euro.
Misses at the glass. Green in transition. Amani Green. Won't go. Yazzie to Alana West. Monk back on defense. They call that a tip, and Alana West looks back at the referee. Chandler Gilbert, turnover. And Alana West up and in.
A little bit of a back and forth for both teams there. Missing the point, passing it back, in the steal. Good transition, though. Lean to Alana West, putting that bucket in for the Coyotes.
Timeout on the floor for Ryan Camacho, a California native in his first run, longtime assistant, the women's program at Long Beach State. And, you know, Matt, you wait a long time to get your opportunity. You're anxious, you're hungry. And Ryan Camacho, you can tell he's not lacking enthusiasm on that sideline.
Absolutely not. And even here, where he's up by a few points here in the fourth quarter, he realizes Coach Brown and the Coyotes are doing everything in their power to make that comeback. And so he's not laying off the gas whatsoever, calling that timeout, putting a game plan together to help him go strong to the fourth.
46-33, Chandler Gilbert. One time this one was tied at 29. Coyotes need a lot of stops, and they need some things to go right offensively. Riera shoots it up. And once again, we talked about how gifted she is going to the basket, but needs to work on that jumper from the outside to be a factor to play at the next level.
Absolutely. Yeah, some of the range from Central Arizona tonight hasn't quite been there, as they're really shoving, trying to extend to get that three-point shot, but not making contact.
And that's just a great dish from Riera to Sablinski. A good slicing and dicing move by Riera. The two Spaniards from across the universe showing that European connection right here in the East Valley. Green in the corner. That won't go. Sablinski rips it down. Lead is 15. Riera thought about it for a split second. Green shoots it over to Monk. Monk lets it go. Monk short. And Williams pulls it down. Yazzie to Zachary.
The Coyotes
Closing
doing
in on 8 minutes left in the fourth.
good ball movement.
Urbanski. That ball's knocked away as De Silva's about to check back in. About to check in, Irene Morado. Monty Green checking out.
Coyotes doing a good job here in the fourth, blocking off Monk, who's been shooting those consistent threes, and forcing all the other girls to really take out those threes, not letting them inside that three-point line to take easy shots, but force them on the outside.
De Silva long on the three. Montez on the rip, taking up the floor. Shoots to the left side. Riera swings it back out to Monk, left wide open. And Monk fires up another three. She's got 18.
That's the player on the Central Arizona team that they've really got to lock down if the Coyotes want to stop them from progressing their points. She's locking and loading all those threes all night long.
We've seen Monk left open, and Monk has made them pay on numerous transition baskets. West, close range. Hannah Williams going up strong, and Hannah connects. Her first bucket of the game. Timeout on the floor. Lana West gets helped out. So we've kind of seen a little bit of the problems we saw in the third quarter rearing itself yet again in the fourth for the Coyotes. Dribble penetration, two defenders clamping down on the ball handler, but Kirstine Monk left wide open to the top of the key. And Monk now 3 threes in the second half.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really, here in the second half, it's really transitioned from an inside game to an outside game. And unfortunately, what's her name? Tiana, apologize, number 10, Christine Monk, really landing those threes and making contact with the hoop. The Coyotes not really find that rhythm, not find those openings. If they're going to stop Christina Monk from making those plays, they got to be faster. They got to jump out on it and not get deceived by some of the transition passes that Central Arizona is putting on them.
7:06 left. Of course, the Coyotes are back at it on Saturday right here as they'll take on Mesa. Tip-off time for that matchup set for 2. Of course, we'll have the live coverage starting 10 minutes beforehand. Monk, Buckley swings it out. Morado to Sablinski. Good recognition, Morado. And Morado with a good look. And just good dribble penetration by Vaqueros, breaking in. Extra pass, good field.
Solid composure from the Vaqueros as they take that time, get set up, look for the player, and then penetrate like you're saying, Joe.
Alana West with a nice scoop shot. Alana.
That was a great break of their press, though. I mean, the ball movement and the passing on that last play, some great passes from the Coyotes. A little slip of the hand there for number 4.
Monk tracks it down, and that's going to be a backcourt violation. So, opportunity for Chandler Gilbert, extra possession. Coyotes need some stops. Trailing by 16. Anything can happen. Yazzie thought about it for a split second. Yazzie swings it over to Silva. 18 on the shot clock. Yazzie feeds it down low. Hannah Williams blocked from behind by Montez. Sablinski. Morado. Monk. Transition won't go. But once again, it's the Vaqueros a step quicker, out hustling Chandler Gilbert in transition. So this Coyotes team that hasn't played since December 20th when they beat Park University Gilbert in overtime. We're going to have a lot to think about and to dissect before they take on Mesa on Saturday at 2 p.m. And sometimes a good old film session does a body good. You get mad at what you saw and some things that you know you should have been better at, and hopefully the Coyotes will correct before they step back on the floor Saturday. Morado and Buckley going up, and Buckley will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Yes, sir. Sometimes it is some of these games that really it takes to dust off, get the rust out of the system from the December holidays. Sometimes you just go into those games and that's what you got to take.
And this is going to be a tough learning curve for the Coyotes. They were thinking that this was a possible win against a Region 1 opponent. Coyotes lost to Arizona Western. Also picked up a loss against Cochise. And unless they go on a run here. Inside. And almost the near steal by Sablinski.
Impressive.
And Buckley the other way.
Impressive quick hands by the Vaqueros, though. I mean, some of these passes that are being thrown aren't even bad passes. The Vaqueros just are just like you said, Joe, a half step faster, putting their hands up and pulling the ball down.
Hannah Williams thought about it for a split second. Jordan Zachary raced up the floor. Lana West stops, doesn't get the roll, but comes down with it. And a tie-up situation between West and Morado. And it's the Vaqueros with possession. 4:51 left. Aisha Ashley checking back in. Aisha, 4 points in this one.
Coach Brown looking like he's putting a bit more of a press on the Vaqueros here in the fourth. Switching up the defense slightly, trying to make them work a little bit harder and wear them out a little bit faster.
Fernandez will go to the line and shoot a pair. As we mentioned, this Central Arizona team had lost 5 in a row, but they also feel it's a product of a really hard schedule to get them ready for conference play. And I applaud a team for doing that. I'd rather play tough up front, so when you get into league play, you know what to expect. League play is always tough, whether you're at home or on the road. It's always a battle. Coach Camacho in his first season has built a tough schedule, and
there really is nothing like a tough schedule, though, to make a team hungry for a win. And that is really what you're seeing tonight. I know we've talked about quite a bit, but they're just hungry. They want it, and they're showing it.
record of 3 and 8 coming in.
Nice dish in the middle.
De Silva from the outside. Off the iron. Fernandez.
And you can see the wear and tear of this game as we're progressing in the fourth here. That three-point shot becoming tougher and tougher for all the girls to put that shot up. I mean, it's just a long distance after you've been running and playing all night.
De Silva shoots it over. Yazzie
Good
driving, and Yazzie banks it off the glass. And I would really love to see Cheryl Yazzie have a little more confidence in her offensive game. Take that first step. You can tell she's more than capable. Sometimes she tends to be more facilitator outside the perimeter than actually she's too big of a body. You know, she's got to be a factor, and she's got to trust herself to go to the rack, draw some contact, and, you know, make some people work on the other end of the floor. 3:51 left. Monk about to check back in, as well as Lindsay Yazzie. Checking out Tana Buckley and Sablinski.
And number 5, Anna Riera, on that last play, showing off the speed, showing off the handles. Quick little pass to the side and dish. Good look.
Zachary at the line, the freshman. In and out on the first. Jordan Zachary growing up in Alaska. You name it, she's seen it. Polar bears, cold weather. And by the way, she makes a killer mac and cheese, but she will not give you the recipe. She'll tell you what she puts in it, but she will not tell you the formula to success. Riera continues to struggle from the outside. De Silva, fast break. West banks it in.
Good pass work. That's the rhythm the Coyotes need to play in this game.
West with 12 points. It's a 12-point game. Plenty of time. 3:54. Coyotes starting to double team. Shot won't go.
Gotta love the determination from the Coyotes. Even with the point gap, they're still playing in this game. They've got determination. Coach Brown, credit to him, encouraging, motivating them to keep playing, keep their heads in the game, and play good basketball. Oof.
And right there, a tough pass. Sablinski will let it fly from 3. Doesn't get the roll. Yazzie rips it down. Swings it out. Aisha. 3 minutes left in this one. Coyotes trailing by 12. Needs some shots, needs some stops. Swing out the corner. Alana lets it fly.
Good
Banks
shot.
it in for 3. What a shot by Alana West. Now with 15 points. Now a 9-point game. Sablinski kicks it out. Montez from 3. Won't go. Rebound by the Vaqueros. And a timeout by Coach Camacho. And that's what you call a quality timeout. Saw things starting to slip away. Got the possession off the miss from 3. Regrouping his squad.
Absolutely. And this is the moment for the Coyotes. This is where they got to really ramp up, take this energy they're feeling, and take it and put that in the game. Don't let this timeout shake them. Don't let it rattle them. Keep that energy. Keep that consistency. They got a good rhythm going. They need to apply it.
2:33 left. So for the Coyotes, they're back at it, taking on Mesa, 2 p.m. The men's team will follow shortly after. Can't say enough about Coach Silsby and his squad, the way they're playing. They dismantled a Morton College team last weekend that came in. They The Panthers came in. They played South Suburban College early in the year that was ranked #1 at the time and led that squad at the half. And he used to say, Sills and crew shut them down. And you name it, the Coyotes can do it. Plays a defense, and Riera finally hits a shot from the outside and couldn't come at a bigger time for the Vaqueros, stopping a run by the Coyotes. Jordan Zachary, now it's the Vaqueros stepping up their defense. De Silva going in. Can't bank it off the glass. Yazzie over to West. 2 minutes left. De Silva. Time winding down for the Coyotes. Going to make the most of every possession. 5 on the shot clock. West throws it up. West,
my goodness.
up and in. Alana West. Twisting, turning, and banking.
What a great play by Alana West, and play by the team in general. Looking, working as a team, driving in, find the opposite side in the quick dish, and then can't say more about Alana West maneuvering there to put it into the hoop.
She's got 17. Can't connect on the three-point play. So the Vaqueros have no problem eating up some clock. Up by 10. Green in the corner. And that might have been a quick shot that Brian Camacho didn't want to see his team take. 10-point lead. Milk that shot clock a little bit. $1:33 left. Yazzie, Zachary in the corner. Aisha loses the handle. Coach Brown on that sidelines continues to show the energy and passion, but also is right now he is a memory bank of information of what went right and what went wrong in this game, that he'll look at the tape and get his ladies better, so when Mesa comes to town, they're more on point. $1:12 left. Riera, so good at handling the basketball, gets the screen from Sablinski. And that's going to be a foul call against De Silva. Rolling blocking foul.
Maria Montez really doing a good job. I'm sorry, not Maria Montez. Anna Riera doing a really good job at seeing the intense defense from the Coyotes and drawing them out, then penetrating, getting the foul called for her.
Riera. I think Riera was looking for Monk to roll a little bit earlier on the pick and roll. And Monk was left open as 3 defenders tracked down Riera. Minute left. Vaqueros closing in on their 4th win. And they're back at it with a home matchup against Phoenix College, and the Bears have struggled all season. Shot from the outside won't go. Monk is there. Sablinski, Riera. And West will foul Riera. Put Riera to the line. 10-point game.
Kyle's looking to draw some fouls, lengthen out the clock a little bit, have them go to the shooting, see if they'll make it up, and then hopefully get the possession back.
And Riera nails the first. So this squad of Central Arizona, a couple losses at Eastern Arizona. Some tough losses along the way and a very tough schedule, but coming here tonight and getting a big league victory. And they'll take on a Phoenix College team that's struggling right now with an opportunity to potentially get another win. And for Chandler Gilbert, this is kind of a wake-up call to start the year.
Absolutely.
First game after the break, losing on home court, and realizing now you're down to 16. And the effort, the energy, the execution has to be better.
Right. And there's nothing like a loss to do that. I mean, season is back on. It's game time. It's go time. And the Cats do a good job in their culture, reminding of that and getting back on track. So I'm sure they'll come back even stronger in their next game.
I think the big thing, what we saw in this game, Matt, is the Coyotes, when they get pushed, to maintain their poise. In that third quarter, bad defense led to bad offense, and it led to bad perimeter defense, and Monk knocked down a couple threes. Jordan Zachary fires it up, can't connect, and Vaqueros now playing out the clock. And right now, Coach Camacho is just letting his team play out the clock, working around the perimeter, eat up the clock, and this Vaqueros team that was so anxious for a win, and a team that lost to Chandler Gilbert last year. Now they're going to be on the winning end of this road contest. And a lot to be proud of to come here, and they've shown some poise. They've been excellent in the half-court offense. They've been excellent in transition. And for Chandler Gilbert, as they reflect on this one, as Lay's walking off the floor with Fletcher Brown, realizing just a tad bit off. Tad bit off in that third quarter, which was really the difference. They tied it at 29. As the Vaqueros going on that 10-0 run. Monk left open on a couple of perimeter threes. The offensive execution just wasn't there.
And this is one of those great games that, as you come off the holidays, as you're talking about, Joe, get back in the season, they'll watch it, they'll reflect on this game. It's a great game to look back on. There's a lot of good things, some tough things that happened as well. But these are the type of games that motivate, get you back into your season, and tremendous playing on both ends. I mean, there were some mistakes made, but they've all played hard, worked hard, and had a tough-fought battle as the Vaqueros win the game against the Chandler Gilbert Community College Coyotes.
61-49. Vaqueros improved to 4-8. Next up, they'll take on Phoenix College. Chandler Gilbert's back at it on Saturday, taking on Mesa. Tip time here at 2 o'clock, and we look at some positive. Alana West really battled in that second half. You name it, she did it. Putting up 12 second half points. Finishing with a team high 17 on the other side. Kirstine Monk, what can you say? Really just a strong game. 17 points, the bulk of those coming in the second half. Scored 12 in that critical third quarter, part of that 10-0 run. She was lights out, a couple big threes. She finished that third quarter with 9 points, and this Vaqueros team, maybe they have found their way coming to the East Valley here off the 202, and maybe it's a prelude to a strong conference showing for them.
Absolutely.
And all it takes is one win to build some confidence and to build some hope, and when your team locks down on its execution, they start believing, and then along the way.
And often with a tough season too, you know, that's the hunger that really builds up the volcano to lead to that explosion where they can really take off and get to where they're trying to go. And so this might have been the starting point for Central Arizona College. As you're saying, Joe, take it to the next level, have a great race for the rest of the season.
So we appreciate you dialing us up right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. The final, a victory for the visiting Vaqueros. Coyotes fall to 8-6, 3-4 in league play. They're back at it, taking on Mesa Saturday at 2 p.m. right here at the Coyote Center. Of course, we'll have the live pregame coverage starting at 1:50 for Russ Luce and all the great people in the athletic department and the spectacular coach, that is Fletcher Brown, and Leon Sutton, the assistant. Matt McCurdy joining me on the call. Did a great job. I am Joe Pequeno. We appreciate you dialing us up right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. We'll see you on Saturday. Take care and have a great evening.